What's up, guys? It's Romance Cheesehead here, and I've got something a little bit unusual. Story time! So, once upon a time, back in 5th grade, I was nicknamed the Smarticle Particle because, I was a smart little kid, and I was very, very, very small. A really, really small little kid, and we were in science class one time, and it was 5th grade, and my teacher's name was Miss Linton, and she was a really, really nice lady from southern Alabama. She said she was from LA. She always joked that she was from LA. Lower Alabama is what she would call it. But anyway, so basically, whenever we were learning a new subject or topic, the teacher would always get us to do experiments. And this experiment was about sorting. We had just learned about sorting and how useful it could be, and we're like, okay, we came and we gathered a bunch of M&Ms, and we all brought M&Ms and Skittles and stuff, and we said, okay, just sort them in tens of color, and we just sorted them in tens of color. And we were using toothpicks to sort them, because, it's creative, 5th grade, woo, colors, all that. I'm in 11th grade, and it's totally different, radically different. Anyway, so what happened was that, I was sorting stuff, and I went to the restroom, I came back, and then I dropped a toothpick on the ground. Now, the carpet is where, the toothpick kind of stands up a little bit. So I reached down to pick it up with my hand flat palm, which is pretty dumb with me, but, that happens. And I put my hand down, and I didn't feel anything, and I picked my hand back up, and I was like, where's the toothpick? Where did the toothpick go? Where's my toothpick that I went for? And I looked at my left hand, and there was a toothpick in my left hand. Now, there's a lot of things going through in my mind, but the first thing that I say out loud was, this isn't supposed to be here. Usually people don't have toothpicks in their hands. That's just, common procedure. And, whoever made us that way, or God made us that way, that we don't have toothpicks in our hand. It's just something that doesn't usually happen. So anyway, I looked at my hand, and I looked at the ground, I looked at my hand, and I looked at the ground, I looked at my hand, trying to comprehend what happened, because I felt nothing. And I put my hand up, my right hand up in the air, and I said, Miss Linton, this thing in my hand is not supposed to be there. It usually isn't there. I think there's something wrong. Miss Linton just looks at me, he's like, oh my gosh, you've got a toothpick in your hand. I'm like, I know I've got a toothpick in my hand. So anyway, we went to the ER, and not really ER, but to the hospital, and the woman's like, okay, we can get the toothpick out of your hand, blah, 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 blah. And she goes, and she takes out, that was the most excruciating pain I have ever been through in my hand. That was so bad. No joke. Don't ever get a toothpick stuck in your hand. That is pain beyond belief. But anyway, what happened was that I came back to school with a cast or gauze around my hand, and I went back to the classroom, and it was on my left hand, and I was right-handed, so I would always pretend to write really badly left-handed. So because girls in 5th grade, how guys were. Girls loved to, oh, you're sick, I'm so sorry, and that is one surefire way to pick up chicks in 5th grade. If anyone wants to know how to pick up chicks, dating tips from Romance Cheesehead. Get a toothpick in your hand. Just stick a toothpick, don't stick a toothpick, but have an accident, anything bad happen to you, boom, chicks be flocking you all over the place. Okay, you'll be flying around with chicks like Drake. Anyway, so basically what happened was that I started writing really bad. Like, oh, do you need help? I'm like, no, I don't need help. They're like, oh, you poor baby. Poor baby. I got toothpicks stuck in my hand now. I'm like the star of the school. I felt amazing. Anyway, that was probably the best part of my story. So, I think what I learned from this story is not to put toothpicks in your hand. And don't try to pick a toothpick with your palm. Don't try, just try to refrain from picking up toothpicks with your palm. Usually that doesn't end up too well. I don't know. It didn't end up too well to me, and I just hope you learned a little bit something from me, because next time whenever you pick up a toothpick, don't try to pick it up with your hand.
Drop it.
Huh.
I believe I can fly. I believe I can touch.
I killed your bot.
I like where this is going. Giggity, giggity, giggity.